Hello everybody and a very good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Woohoo! What did producer Jamie say to me when I came in the door? Sunday fun day. Yes. And you know what I said back? Sunday fun day. Yes. And then we did a little fist bump thing. And then we went our separate ways. But it is going to be a great day today. It is a jam-packed day. Later on, of course, Second Chance Sunday. So if you've missed any of the great deals throughout this week, it is your chance to catch up on all of those. Also in that show, of course, later we'll have all of the important votes from the week as well. We've got a masterclass coming up for you later on too. If you've ever wanted to kind of get into the realms of creator card dies, then that one is going to be absolutely for you. And on this little show here, we concentrate on all things colouring, and it's going to be a fun show as well because we've got a launch for you, a brand new launch which I think you're going to absolutely love. If you love stamping, you're going to love it. If you love something which is super duper affordable, you're going to love it. And if you love, I don't know, the bad sort of jokes, you know, the ones that I do, those sort of puns, the funny puns, then you're absolutely going to love this collection that we've got for you. And it incorporates Christmas as well, which is amazing. We have got those amazing stamps to show you. And I tell you what, we'll have a look at some finished samples with those punny stamps in just a few moments' time. I must tell you straight from the top as well, so much to remember. We have got a bit of a deal going on this weekend for you as well. The more you spend, the more you save. So basically, if you're popping £50 or more into your basket, you can save £10, $10. The code you need is AUG10, as in AUG, August. If you're spending more than £100, $100, AUG20, AUG 20, where you'll be saving 20, 150, yeah, you guessed it, AUG 30, where you can save £30 or $30. Those codes you can use today, but it does exclude August launches. But if you're looking to pick up lots of items that we've had on recently, those codes certainly will be for you. But let's have a look at what's coming up on the show, and let's get ready to whet your crafty appetite on this amazing collection with the lady who's with me all day today. Yes, it is the one and only, the lovely Lilly Fletcher. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very excited to be here this morning for a brand new launch.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. And as soon as I saw these, I just thought, I'm so pleased Benny's doing this show with me. Because these, let's be honest, are the sort of things that Ben says. The
right
sort of
up my
jokes
street.
that Ben cracks day in, day out. These are our Punny Christmas sentiments. They are absolutely fantastic. So what you're going to get within each set of stamps is you'll get the main focal image, but then you'll get a funny little sentiment that goes with that particular image. So they're going to make you some really, really fun Christmas cards. No matter what sort of colour and medium you're into, perhaps you like your watercolour or your water-based mediums like we've used here, these are going to work perfectly. Perhaps you prefer your alcohol pens, these are going to work brilliantly with those as well, or maybe even a bit of paper piecing like we're going to be showing later. But bringing in your different pattern papers, different effects like your faux snow onto there, but the addition of those sentiments just make these a little bit different and so much fun. I have to say, I absolutely love these. I think you're going to have loads of fun playing with these, and let's be honest, they just bring a little bit of a smile, a little bit of a giggle to your Christmas crafting, which I think is what we need really. It's absolutely fabulous. So I can't wait for today's show. It's going to be a good one.
It is going to be fab. Let us know if you are picking these up, if you're going to buy these today. We have got Chantel on the socials today already in. Thea says, hoi hoi everyone, oi oi, from a very warm Netherlands. Hi from North Yorkshire, says Jill, hello. Hi to Christine Mahoney, who says, good Sunday morning. Hello to Donna, and hello to Val, who says, hi Ben, Lily and everyone. I love colouring, as it's yet another very hot day. I may just chill with my new Tri-Blend brush pens. That's from Val in Southampton. How warm is it in Southampton today? Let us know. And Lil Joe Craft says, hi Ben, Lily and all the Crafters TV crew. We'll look at those stamps in just a second. I did just want to point to you, in case you missed it yesterday, our weekend super saver. We do these every weekend. We've been doing them for the last couple of months now, actually. And they're always a great deal. This one flying out the door yesterday, if you haven't yet managed to pick it up, it is our rotating design board with the magnetic tools inside your Nancy tote bag. The deal on this one basically works out. If you buy the magnetic tools and the Nancy tote bag, we are going to throw in for free the rotating design board, which is always an absolute winner for whatever your craft might be. You've got that 360-degree rotation on there, of course, so it's absolutely absolutely perfect for crafting on your lap, you know, crafting wherever you want to go. Particularly good if you are doing your colouring as well. Really, really handy for that. You get the magnetic design set and the bag, of course, which it fits into absolutely perfectly. That deal, of course, is only live across the weekend, so if you haven't yet picked it up and you fancy it, make sure you grab it today. £22.38 is your platinum price, $25.58 if you're shopping with us in the US and your platinum. And don't forget as well, you have got that code to use too, so definitely worth filling up your baskets and getting that code into action. But let's quickly have a look at all of the stamps that you're going to get in this brand new set. Feel free as well to get into the spirit of, you know, punny Christmas. Feel free to send in a few of your bad jokes. Lily's just gone, oh, feel free to send in many bad jokes, any more puns you can think of, and I will pepper those throughout the show just to keep you all entertained. But hang on a minute, let's just have a look here. I told you, inexpensive, under £12 if you're platinum for a brand new launch, under $17 for a collection that I think you'll absolutely love. And I think these stamps have really kind of like finished off our Christmas collections this year, because if you think of everything that we've launched this year as far as Christmas is concerned, now I think you've got something for everybody. Do you know what I mean? We spanned, you've got your vintage ideas, you've got your sort of more religious ideas as well. You've got your Winter Sparkle, which is coming soon. Now, you've got something which is going to add a little smile onto everybody's faces as well. If there's someone like me in your family who loves a bad joke, then they're going to love these. So you've got your alpaca. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca my scarf. Because it's an alpaca and it's going to pack the scarf. Oh dear. Alpaca my scarf. Next one, because two P's there, right? Happy Christmas, because it's a piece and there's a, oh dear, it's happy. Look at the one with the little antlers on there, look. Oh dear, happy. Anyway, don't you just love the designs on these as well? They're so super cute. Look at this one, because that, right, that is a pug, and the saying is bar humbug, but it's clever, it's a pun because it's bar humpug.
Well spotted.
Pug. He's got the little antlers on and he's got Christmas lights in his antlers. Oh, see. And last but by no means least, this has got to be my favourite one, because it's a penguin who's looking forward to Christmas. So he says it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. That's probably the best of the lot, isn't it? Penguining beginning. I love them. And it's a 25% saving. These are £20, right? You should be launching at £20, $28. This is the price you're going to pay here, $14.97 or $20.85. Platinum price comes down even lower for you as well, which is amazing. Let us know. By the way, you can get them individually. Let us know if you're buying those today. And as I say, let us know if you've got any more good puns / jokes we can do throughout the show. Shall we get on over and see these in action? Because the great thing about these, Lily, of course, they're a lot of fun. The artwork's super cute, but whatever your chosen medium as far as colouring is concerned, these are going to be brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you'll find with these is they're actually really easy to colour.
Yeah.
And perhaps you're not even into colouring, perhaps you like your paper piecing. What you can be doing with these is actually stamping them onto coloured card or paper, just fussy cutting around them and just layering up the colours that way. So even if you're new to colouring and you're not perhaps that confident, then these are going to work perfectly for you too. And I've actually just clocked, I've just worked it out, a little bit of early morning maths on a Sunday.
Oh, there we go.
Platinum,
yeah,
you're paying less than £3 a stamp set. That's ridiculous.
It is bonkers.
Crazy. So definitely want to add to your collection. And like Ben says, these are perfect if you are looking to sort of expand your crafty range for all your Christmas crafts. This, I think, sort of fills the gap that perhaps you've not got stuff for the younger members of your family or something a little bit funny. I think these are going to be absolutely perfect, or punny perhaps, as we're going to call them. We're going to start with the bar humpug for this particular card. Oh, he's so cute, isn't he? So you've got your lovely little pug there. You've got his antlers with all the Christmas lights strung through his antlers, and then of course you've got your sentiment as well. And what I really like about this collection is in all the different 4 stamp sets you get different fonts for all your different sentiments as well, which I think is really nice to have that extra variety in there. which is fabulous. And they are all actually photopolymer stamps.
Oh, cool.
Which you wouldn't think well, if you're paying £3 a stamp set, you'd sort of think, probably not going to be photopolymer, but these are, and they are fabulous quality. They're absolutely fantastic. So it means you're going to get a perfect stamped impression every single time. And all we've done here is we've taken that pug stamp. Flagstone is like your grey, you've got rustic brown, and then your pebble is almost like a cross between your brown and your grey. So it gives you not quite a crisp black image, it's just slightly paler than black, which looks fabulous when you come to colour it with all your bright alcohol pens. So he's been stamped out onto our Nina, and all we're going to do is going to start doing a little bit of colouring of this image. And you can see when we look at the image, we've got some nice open spaces, but we've not got too big spaces that are sort of overwhelming. So these are really easy to colour if you are new to the world of colouring. And if you are new to colouring, then your tri-blends are going to be perfect as well. And we've got 3 of the different boxes on today's show too, so these are a great place to start with your colouring journey. Within each pen you've got 3 separate barrels, so it's basically like 3 pens in one.
Yeah.
We've got 2 sets which are your normal really nice precision bullet nib, and then we've also got a collection of the brush pens as well, which we'll have a little look at later. But the way in which they work is within one pen you've got 3 tones from the same colour family. You've got a dark, a mid-tone and a light tone, and it basically means that you can do all your shading with just the one pen, which makes colouring so easy. So we're going to start off with our earth brown blend and our earth brown shades. So you can use just the one pen, or if you want an even sort of more extended blend with more tones in there, you can actually mix your shades and your blend. Same colour family, the earth brown, EB, so we know they're going to work together and blend, but just to give us even more sort of depth to our image, we're actually going to use both. So we're going to start off with our lightest tone, which is our EB1. And you can see that we've got a really nice fine precision nib on the end of this pen. So it makes it really easy to get into the fine detail. You'll find that these stamps are really easy to colour, so they've not got sort of too intricate spaces. So if you are perhaps not so confident and you're worried about going over the lines, then I think you'll find these particular stamp sets really quite easy to colour in, and really enjoyable as well, with them being nice size stamps, so they're not absolutely huge. It means that you can colour them fairly quickly, so you get those fabulous results quite quickly, which is sort of what we want for our Christmas
And I think
makes.
as well, they're fun, so much fun that the kids might want to colour these
Oh,
at Christmas as well, make their own cards.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd be stamping out quite a few images, just get them sat down with some coloured pencils or some felt tips, any sort of colouring medium, and just let them sit and colour these in. Perhaps stamp them onto something like a 4x4 or 5x5 inch card base. Get one of the sentiments on there. I think the kids will absolutely love these sentiments, and it'd be perfect for them to send to all their teachers, perhaps, all their friends at school. Just something nice to sit down when they're on their holidays, just to keep them occupied. You might even want to be bringing these out into the garden, sitting out in the garden. Maybe you've got your rotating design board you're going to use almost as like a lap tray to lean on. I know that's something I do quite often. If the weather's nice, I'll sort of go outside on my little camping chair, bring some colouring, sit out in the sunshine, a little bit of colouring on my lap. It's just nice to be outside but still crafting, and you can get these coloured up, and then once the sun's gone down, get back in your craft room and get making them up into cards, and you've got all your coloured images ready to go. But you can see how easily this is coming together with our colouring. So we're going down with our lightest tone, which is our EB1, and then all we're doing is we're moving up the tones, so we're getting darker with each layer that we're putting down. So we're leaving some of that lightest tone at the very base, and we're sort of having the shadow at the top. So it's darker at the top of his ear, and then it's going to be paler at the bottom. So we're literally just moving up the shades. Really easy to start building up all this shade and dimension onto here, giving it a 3D effect. But just using the 2 pens, the 2 tri-blend pens, to build up that shading. And it gives it that lovely touch of dimension onto our coloured images.
Just a few hellos, and actually Stephen has read my mind as well here. Melanie D joins us from Florida. These punny stamps are adorable, says Melanie D. They are. Good morning, says Alexia. Hello, crafty friends. Hello BJ Clark from Oysterville. Stephen Nicole says, good morning. People or...
Yeah, either way. Sending cards to your pets. Or from your pets to other people.
Please, if you have pugs, I know you have, Stephen, obviously, can you send in some pictures, please?
Oh, yes. But how fabulous would these be for scrapbook pages? So if you've got, perhaps you're going to dress your little pugs up for Christmas, you've got photos of that, get them on a scrapbook page, get some of these stamped up to decorate. That'd be fabulous as well. So don't just think cards or gifts, think your scrapbook pages as well. They'd look absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk, I think it is. I always get confused with the addresses because prizes is .com. Is it .co.uk?
The gallery are just firing up the computer.
There it is. Studio, yes it is. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Pugs, please.
Yes, lots and lots of pugs.
And also, if you've got any alpacas, send in pictures.
Or penguins.
Or penguins. Or peas.
Peas, yeah. Got a few of those in the freezer.
Yep, you always have peas. Have you ever noticed, I don't know if anyone else finds this, it's one of those things that you never run out of, is it? Peas.
No.
Like you never run out of your salt and pepper, never run out of salt and pepper.
No, you don't.
Peas,
you never run out of peas.
Always have peas in the freezer. It's almost like they multiply when they're in there.
Yeah.
Jamie's just gone, if I get loads of pictures of peas there. Send in pictures, please.
Lots of pictures of peas just for Jamie.
Give peas
please.
a chance, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, hey, that could be on next year's.
Hey?
Write it down, get it to product development.
I'm doing
first thing tomorrow morning.
I'm surprised with all of my bad jokes I didn't get asked to, help join in on the meeting when these were put together,
Yeah.
No comment from Lily.
No comment. Let's get back to the colouring. So that's with our pens. We've just gone with our earth brown shades and blend, and you can see how that's starting to take shape. We'd use a similar technique, just carrying this on with the whole image. So what we've done for the main part of the face, we've used muted brown blend, and then for his, I was going to say headband, I'm not quite sure what you'd call it. Perhaps it is a headband.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it?
A little headband. Yeah. I've used ice grey shades, and then on his antlers I have used tan shades, and then I've just gone in on the lights. I've used different colours, so I've used lavender blend, I have used hydrangea blend, dull green blend and jade green shades, and then to finish that off, I don't know if we can see, I've actually gone in with some of our glossy highlights that we've got on today's show, just to give them a realistic, we're zooming in. You can see the shine on there, so they look like they're glossy, like real light. Just gives it that lovely finishing touch. And then all we've done is we've just fussy cut around the outside, and that gives us a lovely little topper for our card. So we're going to make this into a card now, so we're just going to pop that to one side just for a moment. I'm going to bring in some mats and layers. So I've started off with a piece of our multi-purpose card, 6x6 inch in size. And then I've actually taken some of our 12x12 paper pads that we have got on today's show. I have to say I am loving these paper pads at the moment. We've got our winter solstice and our winter's tale, and these are our brand new 12x12 inch paper pads that we've brought out. I was going to say for Christmas this year, but they are just winter themed, so they will take you through the whole season of winter. And this is from the winter solstice. And what I'm doing is I'm matting and layering one of the more bold prints onto one of the slightly more solid prints. So you know that the colour of that matte and layer is going to be absolutely perfectly toned for that pattern piece, and it's just going to draw the eye into the centre of that lovely pattern paper. And when I came to actually colour in my lovely little pug and choose the colours of his lights, I basically just picked out some colours from these particular paper pads. So you can see the purple that we've got in the lights are all echoed in the papers, the greens and the blues, so everything's going to tie together beautifully. So that's the back part of our card base. And then what I've done is I've taken another separate piece of multi-purpose card. It's about 2 1/4 inches in width, and then it's actually 6 1/2, and we've just scored at 1/2 inch to create that little tab. And all we're going to do is we're going to add that section to our card base, just to create a card shape with a little bit more interest, something that little bit different. I think it's always quite nice to mix up your card shapes. Just gives your cards that point of difference, and especially if you are selling them, these are the sort of card shapes that you don't see in the shops, so it just makes your cards that little bit more special. We've taken some more paper from that same paper pad, the winter stock. Oh, I really struggle to say, it's winter solstice. WS, I think we'll call it. WS, much easier. So it's complementary to that backing design, but it's ever so slightly different, just for a little bit of variety in the design. But we've matte and laid it onto that same sort of, I want to say powder bluey lavender sort of colour that's got the slight texture to it, just to keep that continuity from the back piece to this front panel of the card. And all we're going to do is we're going to line that up in the centre, just like so. If you are worried about lining it up perfectly, do just add a little bit of tacky glue to that adhesive that we added on the tab, and that will give you a little bit of wiggle room. So that's our card base all built up. Then we've got a little circle that we've die cut just from some multi-purpose card, and we've also die cut a slightly larger circle from that exact same purpley sort of card that we use for our mats and layers, and this is going to be the centre part of our card where we're going to add our topper of our pug onto. So a few foam pads down the middle. I'm just taking care not to add any of the foam pads at the very edges, just because the circle is ever so slightly wider than this piece in the centre, and we don't want to stick that centre panel to the back of the card, so we can see that still continues to be free like so. Then we're going to bring in our lovely little pug, and we're going to add him into the centre of our topper. So like I say, I just fussy cut this out by hand. They're fairly easy to cut out. Of course, I could have stamped him directly onto that circle itself. If you're not particularly confident with your cutting out, then that would work just as well, rather than having him on a separate piece. But the only thing to remember if you are doing that is make sure that your circle is cut out of Nina cardstock rather than multi-purpose, just because that's the best cardstock to use with all your alcohol-based pens to get that lovely smooth blend. So we're adding him onto the centre of this piece, again using some foam pads just to make him really stand out. So that's looking lovely, but of course it is missing something. It's missing Ben's favourite part of the whole collection, this fabulous sentiment. So we stamped Bar Humpug onto some white card, and again we've used that same paper to add our sentiment onto, and we're just going to pop that along the bottom, just about like so, and that's going to finish off our card. A really simple, quick card, slightly different card fold, but as you could see, super simple to create. But how fabulous does that look? And something just that little bit different, a little bit more fun when you add that sentiment onto. I think it's just absolutely fabulous. How could you not look at that and not smile? I think it's just lovely.
Some would say that was awesome.
They would.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Very nice indeed. Lots of you loving this collection. Rachel says, I've already ordered the stamps. They are adorable. Sylv Sparkley says, morning all, hot and humid here in London. I've already got my order in. Robbie Hedrick says, I love the peas. The peas are good, aren't they?
They're my favourite, I think, the peas.
Are they?
I love the peas. I think there's something about the one on the right, his little chubby cheeks. You just want to go, oh, so cute. I can't believe I'm saying that about a pair of peas, but this is what my life has come to.
Never have peas looked so cute. Still Sparky says, my friend had 2 pugs. One of them used to like just standing in my handbag.
Oh.
It's like cats with boxes, isn't it? You put a box on the floor, you can guarantee the cat will get in the box. Good morning from Trinidad. Hi, Denise. Lovely to have you with us. Sue says, good morning, Lily, Ben, team, and crafty friends from Prince Edward Island. We've got Jamie and Charlotte in the gallery today. Hey. Hey. That's what they just said. What did you say, Charlotte? Oh, she said hello. And we've got Tracy as well on the team today. And Christine Mahoney says, cute card. They are cute, they are fun. You're going to enjoy working with these, and you'll have a little laugh as well because of the sentiments that you've got. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca mascara, because it's an alpaca. I mean, literally, just the best. Is that your favourite, Jamie? That's Jamie's favourite. Lily's is the peas. I think I like the humpug.
Charlotte, what's Charlotte's favourite?
What's Charlotte's favourite?
Oh, decisions.
She said she can't decide. I'll show them. She said, I can't hear you. What did you say? All right, don't shout.
I could hear her actually from through, yeah.
She says, the peas.
Definitely the
favourite. This is Charlotte's favourite right here. The peas. Happy Christmas.
I mean, look at his little face.
Which one, that
right.
one or that one?
Yeah, the one on the right with the chubby cheeks. The one with his eyes open.
That one?
Yeah, look at his chubby little cheeks.
It is quite cute, actually.
I love him.
It makes me not want to eat peas now.
Yeah. You do. Peas do have feelings.
Peas do have feelings. There's the humpug, with the lights in his antlers. Lastly is this one, which I think is probably the best one as far as the sentiment's concerned. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas with the cute little penguin there with his prezi. It's a steal today, and loads of you have bought this already. I know lots of you bought before the show, and we've a lot have gone out of the door over the course of the last 25 minutes as well. Really super affordable, and just the kind of thing that I think you need to have as far as your Christmas crafting is concerned, because it's nice to have those sort of fun Christmas sentiments, those fun images, you know, because there will be people in your life who I know will appreciate these. And again, if you'd like to do some crafting with the kids are going to absolutely loving colouring in these images. £11.98 or $16.68 is the platinum price on those. We'll be seeing more of those, I'm sure, very soon. Lily's, of course, using her tri-blends. Again, these are super duper and really great to do your colouring with, because, again, they allow you to get that beautiful blend nice and easily with 24 pens within the Deep Blends collection, which I've got here for you. However, as you saw, 3 pens within one, really, because you've got the light, the medium and the dark tone in each of those 24 colours right there. And you can see in the deeps, you've got the gorgeous magenta, burnt orange, aqua blue, pink violet. I mean, I won't go through them all for you, but you can see the beautiful range of colours that you've got there, and the fact that you've got those 3 different hues within each pen. So £16, $23.99 saving today. Platinum price is £51.19 or $76.77. And by the way, worth bearing in mind that we've got the codes on this weekend, haven't we? So that's it. Even if you're platinum, that is your £50 spend, so you can save an extra 10, can't you?
Gosh, that is good.
So that, realistically today, even if you're platinum, will come down to 41, won't it?
41. Oh, blimey.
Or
that
66.
Is good. Oh, that's food for thought. I'm like, do I need another set? Probably, yeah. You know, well, I'm like with my colouring.
Even if you don't, you know, it's worth stocking up, particularly when you can get an extra 10 off that price today using the codes that we've got for you. Do it today.
Christmas presents, how perfect for a Christmas present. If you know someone who wants to get into colouring, get them a set of them, get some storage, some stamps, well away. They don't need to know you've got that saving.
And like you said, actually, when you consider £80, $120, take that 10 off, that is pretty much a half price deal.
That's crazy.
With the code.
When do we ever have those pens on half price? Never.
I can't think of ever.
No.
And it's the same again on the essentials.
But if you get both of those sets, that's all of the tri-blends.
Yes.
That is the complete set.
And if you decided to put both of them in there, that's your 100 spend, isn't it? So then you could get 20 off. Wow.
Gets better, doesn't it? It's good.
It is good.
It is good. I like it.
I mean, it's over to you, really, but it's a great opportunity to jump in and buy these today, maybe for the first time, as Lily says, maybe for a friend, as a gift idea, or if you just maybe need to stock up, then this is a perfect opportunity to do it. Get the essentials and the deeps and you're sorted. Lovely array of colours once again, 24 pens, 72 colours. I'll give you that code. So basically you're spending 50, you need the code AUG10, AUG10, pop that in at checkout. You'll get an extra £10 or $10 off that price. If you decide to go for the essentials and you want to go for the deeps as well, that will give you your £100, $100 spend. So you'll need the code AUG20 and you'll get £20 or $20 off the price. It comes down to, 80 or 120, 120. Amazing value. And if you're getting those, then what you need is something to store them in. See, we thought of everything today. Your 48 marker storage carry case, which again is absolutely superb, looks the absolute business as this. You've got your shoulder strap on the outside, which is fully adjustable. If you don't want that on there, you can take that off, no problem at all. It simply just unclips for you. You've got the beautiful sleek design of this as well. And then when you open it up, you've got the ability to be able to house all of your pens in there. Holds 48, doesn't it? So it holds them all. That's why you need to go for it today. And the great thing is, all of your pens will pop in there nice and simply. Designed, of course, for those tri-blends, so you've got that extra height to incorporate all of the pens on there. You can even, with this, take out the centre panel. So if you do just want to lay this down in front of you, maybe doing a bit of colouring in the garden, wherever it might be, you've got those all laid out there for you, which is absolutely fantastic. There's extra pockets on the inside as well, so you can pop in your papers. Maybe there's particular projects that you're working on, and there's even a pocket on the back of this too. So once again, you can pop in more bits and pieces in there, whatever you want to pop in, really. It's a really, really lovely, beautifully made case for all of those markers. So maybe this is the day today where you decide that you're going to start your colouring journey and you're going, do you know what, I cannot leave any of these behind. Get all of those markers. get the case as well, £27.19 or £33.99. Or if you're just deciding, well, actually, I just want to get 24 of those, I'm going to get the deep blends, or I'm going to get the essentials, do us a favour and pop in the Sarah Buddy bag, because this will hold one set of your markers for you. And look at the price on that today, saving 15%, £4.07 if you're a Platinum member, $6.79 if you're shopping in the US and you're Platinum. You know how good the Totally Tiffany Buddy bags are. See-through, wipe clean, easy to see. You've got your plastic pocket on the inside, keeping everything nice and stored and safe for you. And then you've got the ability, again, to store 24 of your pens in there, your tri-blends particularly, and they're there ready for you to use when you need them. Whatever your budget is today, you've got the storage solutions for your pens, and you've got all of those pens available as well. Don't forget to use those codes because those are going to knock the prices down even more for you across the course of this weekend. Just got to say hi to Abby Rose, who joins us, saying, I've just bought them. Yes! Woo. I couldn't resist, they're so cute. I can't wait for them to come and to get some more Christmas cards made. Cute card, says Christine Mahoney. These are so cute, says Michelle Knits for you. Beverly says, good morning from Tennessee. Donna Stokes says, it's 6:20 here in Georgia, and I'm spending it with you. Aww.
That's nice.
Wonderful crafters, happy crafting. And Abby Rose Bagley says, this case is one of the best things I've bought with my tri-blends. Yeah, we've got plenty of perfect partners for you today, so don't buy one without the other is all I would say. Let's go back to have a look at the Punny Christmas stamps then, because these have been very, very popular indeed. We've seen the pug. Who are we going to see next?
Your favourite. Shall we go for it?
Yes.
Lovely little penguin.
I thought you were going to do your favourite with the peas.
No, I might do that next.
Then the penguin.
Yeah, oh, he's so cute, isn't he? So exactly the same with our other stamp set that we looked at for our first demo. Again, that high quality photopolymer, so we know it's going to be really easy to stamp with, even if you are brand new to stamping. We get the 2 stamps within this set, so we get our gorgeous little penguin, and of course we get that fabulous sentiment as well. So what we've done to start with is, again, we've taken some of our Nina cardstock and we've stamped our image out using our Flagstone alcohol-proof dye ink. I have to say, I'm really trying at the moment. I always used to stamp just in black, and I'm trying really hard at the moment. I've got so many ink pads. I'm trying to actually use different colours. So I've done quite well with this show and stamping in other colours. So we've used the Flagstone for this, and it just gives you a slightly less harsh image, if you like. It's just slightly paler than your black ink pad, but it just gives you a slightly different effect when you come to colour your image in. So he's all stamped out onto there, and we're going to start colouring using, of course, some of our fabulous tri-blends. Now, perhaps you're only going for one of the sets today, and perhaps you're thinking in future you'll get the other one. But I want to show you that even with, perhaps you've not got the blend and the shades in one particular colour, you can actually get lots and lots of depth, bringing in our grey tones as well. And this is a technique I absolutely love doing. So we're going to start off with our dark red blend and our ice grey shades. And we're going to start by using our ice grey shades, and I'm going to take the mid-tone, which is IGA, and we're just going to focus on his little Santa hat to start with. So what we're going to do, and this is going to seem really strange and seems quite scary to start with, to be honest, but it gives you an amazing result. We're going to add in our grey into the areas that are going to be really dark, where all our shadow is. So I'm thinking around there, that's sort of behind the front bit of this hat, so that's going to be darkest. Just above the brim of his Santa hat, where the fur is. The fur is in front, so it's going to be casting a shadow behind, so that bit there is going to be in shade. So we're going to add a little bit of grey onto there, and I think I'm going to leave it just like that. We don't want to add a lot of grey in, we just want to add it into the areas that are going to be the darkest. You can then go in with your paler tone, which is your IG6, and blend that out ever so slightly. I don't always find that I tend to need to do that, but you can add a little bit of the blend into there if you so wish. We're going to leave our ice grey shades to one side just for a minute, and then we're going to bring in our dark red blend. We're starting off with the lightest red within this blend, which is our DR1, and we're just going to add this to the areas. I'm not going to go over any of the grey just yet. I'm going to fill in most of the other areas of the hat, and at this moment it's still looking really quite really quite bizarre, let's be honest. But it will come together, and this technique gives you the most amazing depth and dimension to your coloured images. Even if you've not got lots and lots of pens, perhaps you've not got the full set, if you've got that grey, that ice grey shades, it just allows you to extend the possibilities with the pens you do have even further. So now we're going to go in with our mid-tone. We're going to make sure we leave some of that lightest tone showing in the areas where there would be highlights, where the image would be palest. We're not going over our grey just yet, but we're starting to add a little bit more shade onto this image, but making sure we're leaving some of that lightest colour still showing. We don't want to colour over the top of that entirely. And then we go to our DR4, which is our darkest pen within this particular blend, and this is where we're going to start going over that grey. So where we laid down that grey to start with, we're going to go all the way over the top of there, and then this is just going to sort of cover over the grey so you can't tell that it's a grey tone. It's just going to look like we've used a darker tone of red to add that real shade and depth and dimension onto there. So we're just going over the top and going slightly inwards a little bit more, just to pull that colour through from the grey to that mid-tone of red that we laid down just before we've gone to this darkest red. We're just going to bring that in, blending that tone through so it looks like we wouldn't have even known that there was a grey tone underneath. If you feel like you need to add a little bit more depth and dimension onto there, you can just go in with the grey again, adding a little bit to those areas to intensify that shadow even more. But you can see how much depth and dimension that adds just to that one area using that grey, but so easy to do. It looks quite bizarre to start with when you've got grey on the coloured areas, but when you're adding that red, it really does start to pop. I'm going to go on to the brim of his hat, the furry bit now to start with, and I'd like to show you how we can quite easily add texture and depth to more of a textured area like fur. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our ice grey blend. We're going to start off with our lightest, which is the IG2. I'm going to focus on this area to start with. All we're going to do is we're going to colour around the outside using that palest tone, adding that colour down, and then as we come towards the centre, we're just going to dot, so almost like a stippling effect if we were painting, we're just going to dot, so a bit like pointillism. I'm not really thinking about it, I'm not being too specific or trying to make it in some sort of order, I'm literally just adding that texture into there like so. So it's not always about getting that smooth blend transition from light to dark. Sometimes we want to show that areas of a particular image have got texture, and by using a technique like this, it allows us to make our stamped images look even more realistic. So then when we go in with our mid-tone, add a little bit around the edges like we did with our lightest tone, but then just start to stipple in a little bit. Not going all over that palest tone, we want a bit of that still showing, but just going over the very edges. And then we go in with our final tone, our darkest tone within this blend. Same again, adding a little bit of texture just by dotting around the very edges, so you can see we've started to build in some texture into there. For even more depth and to make it look a little bit more realistic, we're going to bring in our ice blue blend and going with the palest tone. I'm just going to add a few dots of this to bring in a little bit of that blue. If you were to look at a white image in real life, it would never be fully white. You've got lots of different colour tones in there. So by adding that blue into there, you can see it gives it even more depth, even more of a realistic finish. And it's strange because we're adding in colour, but it actually makes it look even more white, which is sort of a little bit counterintuitive, but by adding colour to white, it makes that white look even more white, which gives you that fabulous effect. We're going to focus on the bow now, so I'd like to show you how we can shade the bow, but you can see how quickly this starts to take shape. It's just breaking down this image into different parts, choosing your colours. I have to say I love choosing my colours at the start of colouring an image. So on the Spectrum Noir website you will find blank colour charts for all our pens, all our tri-blends, be it illustrators, classiques, all of our pens. We've got our blank colour charts that you can fill in, so I've got them filled in for all of my pens. I just keep them in a little plastic wallet so I know they're nice and protected, and then when I come to start my colouring, I'll just sort of go through my chart, I'll pull out the colours that I want for that particular image, and I'll just sit down and start colouring. You do get a good representation from the barrel of the pen itself what sort of colour it's going to be, but it's always best to fill out your colour charts so you know exactly what sort of colours those pens will look like when they are coloured down. So with our true blue shades, we're going with our palest tone within the blend. We're just colouring all over that ribbon. And then we go on to our mid-tone. You can see the stamp has given us clues as to where the shading is going to be. So where those lines are in the centre of this bow, we know there's going to be more shade there. That area is sort of more pinched in. So we're just going to flick outwards using this lovely fine bullet nib. Allows us to get into all that detail. We start to add some more shading onto there quite quickly and easily. And then we go in with our darkest tone, which is our TB9, and into the very, very centre of this bow, we're just going to add a bit of that darkest tone. And you can see how easy it is to build up the shade onto there. If we want to lift that even more and make it look that little bit more realistic, all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Spectrum Noir opaque white pen, and this is actually from our Academy of Colour original box, and I must say I use this over and over again. A little pump just to get that ink flowing. And then this allows us to add in our highlights, but I find you get much better coverage with this than you would do with a regular white gel pen. So just around the edges, we're going to add in a little bit of that white, and it just lifts that colour that little bit more, really makes it pop and just breaks up that blue a little bit, which gives you a fabulous effect. Okay, we've carried on colouring this image in. So using a similar sort of technique, so for that ribbon bow we use the same technique, and then for the scarf and the present I actually use the same two colours. So I use the blue turquoise shades and blue turquoise blend. The only difference was I just added some polka dots to the present. So although the present is sort of plain in design, just by using one of your tri-blends you can add patterns into there. It could be stripes, could be little love hearts if you want to, just to give it that little point of difference and make it look a little bit more special. And then we've gone in for the main part of his body, we've gone in with our ice grey shades, and again we've used some of that opaque white Spectrum Noir pen just to add the highlights back into there, and we've used the citrus blend for his lovely little nose. Something really sweet about the shape of his nose. I think you sort of almost want to just pinch his nose. It's ever so cute. Yes, you imagine it to make that sort of noise, don't you? Yeah, I'm glad you could see where I was going with that one. And again, we've just fussy cut him out because I think you guys all know I absolutely love my fussy cutting. But of course, if you're not a crazy fussy cutter like me, just obviously cut your cardstock a little bit neater than I have here, but you could just use him on a square panel with no problem at all, and it would still look absolutely fabulous. So I'm bringing in again some of those fabulous, let's see if I can say it this time, winter solstice.
Yes.
Nice and slow and we'll get there.
Smashed it.
Smashed it, absolutely. We've used some of this fabulous paper pad. I have to say I've only got one of each of these at the moment, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I need to get another. Definitely. It's the same with the Winter's Tale, because I'm finding I'm using them with pretty much any other Christmas thing I'm working with, because they just work so beautifully with everything that you've got in your stash, and they are an absolute must-have.
We've got them on the shop the day for you.
Oh,
so.
We certainly do. And we've matted it onto a piece of textured cardstock from our Brights 12 by 12 inch card pad, which you will find on the website. Quite often we do it in a lovely little bundle with your pastels as well. And I just found this really nice, sort of like a jade greeny type colour. Just picked out the Christmas trees and some of the green elements on the paper, so it worked really nicely. And what we've got here is we've got some of our multi-purpose card, a 6 by 6 inch fold back card, really easy to create. Just create your 6 by 6 card like you would normally, and then just score it halfway, so 3 inches from the left to give you that fold back element. So super, super simple, normal card base with just the one extra score line, but it does just give your card that little bit of a kinetic feel. Makes it seem that little bit more special, a little bit more dimensional, but very, very easy to create. And again, we've taken that same pattern paper, just a slightly smaller panel, just for that front piece of our card base. And then all we've done to create this from a fold back card into a Z fold card, when you trim this down from A4, if you just save that little bit at the bottom, and I've cut this to 2 inch in width, and then this is sort of our extra piece that goes onto the bottom to make this into a Z fold card. And what I've done is I've got some mats and layers, so it's actually the same pattern paper that we've used for the mats and layers for the main card, but it's actually the reverse of that particular design. It's a fabulous thing about having double-sided papers is that the design on the front, you know, is going to work perfectly with the design on the reverse. So it's almost like you get a 2 for 1, so you know that those two prints are going to coordinate together perfectly. One tends to be a little bit more bold and one tends to be don't want to say muted, it's still a strong design, but less layers perhaps to that particular design. So it works really well for background. So you've got your front side of the paper pads perfect for more of a focal point for your layers, and then the reverse of that same design will work perfectly, perhaps for more of the back layers of your particular design. But it just shows how everything works together beautifully with these paper pads. And again, we've used that same cardstock formats and layers, and we're just going to stick that to the bottom.
You know the highlight pen that you used?
Yes.
That you used it. That is that only available in the original Academy of Colour box? Because Christine's saying, wait, what is that pen?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It is. You could use one of our acrylic paint markers.
Yeah.
But I just find the nib on that is brilliant. So I'm afraid, guys, you're going to have to get yourselves an Academy of Colour.
Not such a bad thing, though.
Not such a bad thing. And if you want to learn more about colouring, that's absolutely fabulous. And the techniques you'll learn within that class, you can absolutely apply to stamps like these.
Do it.
So yeah, but it is a fabulous little pen, I have to say. I'm a little bit obsessed with using mine at the moment. You know what we get like with our crafty obsessions. But that's one of my current ones, for now anyway. And then what we've done is we've taken a circle. I must say, when I was doing these demos the other night, I was in a bit of a circle phase. Everything had to be in a circle. The circle dies were in demand the other night. I do quite like a circle. But we've matted and layered that again onto that same jade greeny sort of colour. And we're going to add this onto the middle of our card base. I tend to start off with just one piece of foam pad, and then when it's stuck down, I can sort of see exactly where I can pop the others, because obviously you don't want adhesive all on the back of that, because otherwise what you'd end up doing is you seal your card shut, which is never a good thing. We've all been there, but that's the only thing about kinetic cards. It's just making sure that you've got enough glue that it's well stuck, but not so much that it's stuck together. And that is the basis of our card. But of course, our lovely little fella. Oh, how cute is he? But to bring him to life even more, all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to shape him a little bit. So I tend to use my pokey tool, just because it's a nice sort of cylindrical object, just to round him off. You could use your ball tools and your flower shaping mats if you want to, but just to give him that little bit more, that rounded effect, it just gives you that little bit more dimension. Of course, you could be stamping these multiple times, cutting into them and actually decoupaging them up. That would look incredible, and with them being quite easy images to cut out, that wouldn't be difficult to do either. But just by giving him that little bit of shape onto there, it really does bring him to life even more. I'm going to pop him into the centre. Doesn't he just bring a smile to your face?
Is it just me, or does anyone think he looks like he's in like a romper suit? Because, do you know what I mean? Because his feet, I was expecting his feet to sort of potentially be yellow, but it looks like he's in one of those like all-in-one snowsuits, which makes him look even cuter.
Yeah, so cute, isn't he? Of course, we've got to bring in the sentiment.
What does that one say again?
It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. And then to finish it off, this is actually from Sarah's signature Dancing Dragonfly, a little bow. It's quite nice sometimes to echo in the design of your card, echo some of the details that you've got in your stamp. So we've got the bow in our stamp, and then in our card design, I'm not happy with that tail flicking up like that. Let's stick our tail down just with a little bit of tape runner, just to make that sit a bit nicer. But like I say, it's nice to echo some of your card design from what you've got in your stamp. So tying in, nice little pun there, it's catching.
I see.
Oh dear, it's going to be a long old day. Make sure you stay with us for the whole day. It could be a long old day. But tying in our ribbon bow with the bow that we've got on our stamped image. But how pretty does that look? So much fun. Using a slightly different card fold, using our tri-blends with these fabulous stamps. I absolutely love these images, but of course the sentiments are amazing too.
I absolutely love this set. You guys are loving it as well. It's flying out of the door today, which pleases me a lot, because I really do think that this sort of fills a bit of a gap as far as Christmas is concerned, because you've got so many great Christmas collections that we've already brought you this year, and this just brings you a little bit more fun. It's a little bit cheeky. If you've got anyone in your family who loves those kind of, silly jokes, then they're going to absolutely love these. The kids will love them too. So you've got the bar humpug, which is the one that Lily showed you first up. Then you've just seen this one here, which is super cute. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas. And then you've also got Happy Christmas. Have you had any pictures of peas sent in yet, Jamie?
Oh.
No peas, 2 pugs. Any alpacas? Or penguins? Oh.
That reminds me actually where I used to live, there used to be an alpaca farm just up the road.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely to scrapbook some of those photos.
Absolutely.
And have those images. So yeah, fabulous.
It just reminds me, I'm having fish, chips and peas for dinner tonight as well. Just looking at that one there, the peas. Yeah. We used to have alpacas in a field just near where we used to live actually, and they're funny. They're funny creatures, aren't they?
Apparently they can be quite violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can spit at you.
Yeah.
That one doesn't. That one's
No, that
a
one
nice
doesn't.
one.
That is a nice one. That one there. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca mascarpone. Oh dear. These are very popular. I am not surprised. For very early on a Sunday morning, a lot of those have gone out of the door, which, as I say, pleases me greatly because they're such a fun set. Also proving very popular, the Vintage Snowman and Frosty and Bright collections. And what we've done is we've popped together the two pads because we know lots of you have already bought the collections and are probably coming back to buy more of the paper pads. Your consumables are always going to be super duper popular. So what we've done is we've taken two of our most popular 12x12s and popped them together for you. And actually, some of the designs and colours that you've got across these two are going to work very nicely together as well. This is your Vintage Snowman. It was so popular on launch. If I tilt you that way, you can see once again we've actually matched up the front and reverse images for you as well, so it makes it very nice and easy for you to create those mats and layers. Lots of snippability in this pad as well, real vintage sort of cosy feel about it. And also you've seen in this particular collection, like we've done in a lot of them recently, you've got those 6x6 images built in as well, so there's plenty of snippability and plenty of craftability for you with this collection. It is just beautiful. Again, look at all the snippability you've got there with those gorgeous Christmas trees. You've got, again, more of these 6x6 scenes, which I think are just so super useful. It's a lovely pad. It's 36 double-sided sheets, and then on top of that, just for £20 or $27 if you're platinum, you'll get the Frosty and Bright collection. Again, this one flew off the shelves when we launched it just a few weeks ago. Very, very beautiful colours here. I think, again, if you've bought collections recently, or last Christmas indeed, some of the collections that we had last Christmas, this again will work beautifully with. There's a lovely crossover, I think, of colours within all of the different paper pads and collections that we've done. And if you are someone who's bought any of them this year and you need to stock up, this is an ideal chance for you to be able to do it, to get both of those pads. So 72 sheets in total, double-sided, with a 15% saving today. It's £20.38 or $27.13. Worth bearing in mind again, and we've talked about this over the course of the day already, the more you spend, the more you save. If you're spending £50, $50 or more, use that code AUG10 to get £10 off. Spending over 100, AUG20, AUG20 will get you £20 off. If you spend over $150, use the code AUG30. AUG30 to get $30 off. So we will leave you to fill up your carts with all these goodies. And whilst you're doing that, I spoke about the team today. We have a fantastic team here, all working very well, most of them working very, very hard. And one of the hardest working people I know, Tracy, you're going to be on telly in a second. One of the hardest working people that I know and who I appreciate every day, one of my absolute faves, is Tracy. And you're going to hear more about her at the start of this little break. So check out your baskets, keep your ear out. In just a few moments' time, after a Club Inspired video, you'll find out more about Tracy and our team. But head to the checkouts and we will come right back.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My unsung hero has to be Tracy. I'm going to give a little shout out to our Tracy.
I think if I had to nominate somebody, I'd probably go with Tracy.
Because Tracy keeps me fully supplied with cups of tea whenever I'm working here. She always finds me the things that I've lost, and she's always great to be around.
Sort of get involved with our sample library, which is massive. It's where all the samples are kept, all nice and neatly, all labelled up. And part of their job is to get the necessary samples out for the shows that we do every day, get them all ready and prepared, often display them, tidy them away again, pop them back in the sample library, and that takes an inordinate amount of time.
Because they literally are the cogs that keep us working, and I don't think a lot of people realise just what they do for us in terms of getting everything show ready so that we can come in, get ready and be relaxed to go on air and do those kind of things.
So that is just a small part of what they do, as well as being floor managers during the shows, getting us any products that we need, and most importantly, bringing the coffee.
Everybody on screen. Feel your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick buy, get yours now.
Welcome back, super busy. Wasn't it nice to see our Tracy? I love the new videos that we've done, and you'll see more of these right throughout the shows as well. So it kind of gets you, meeting all of the great people that work here at Crafters TV. Haven't watched for a few months, says Lorraine. I'm loving that card though. Adorable, says Suzette. Susan, love penguins. Super cute, says Katie Hartley. And such a cute card, Lily, says Mary Beth Doyle. Lynn Harvey, hello Lynn, says just popping in quickly to say hi to Ben, Lily and the team and everyone. I'm watching on me big telly. Ooh, how big? How big is the telly? So I want to know.
Be a lot bigger than mine, that's for sure.
How big's yours?
It's about 2 inches square. It's tiny. It's pathetic.
A telly?
Yeah, my telly.
Are you sure it's not your phone?
It's about the same size as a Tamagotchi. If anybody remembers those.
I remember Tamagotchis. Why is your telly so small?
Because I never watch it.
Ah.
I'm always here.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
a good point.
crafting.
See. We've got a big telly at home, but I never get to watch it because either Laura's watching it or Daisy's watch it. Although last night I did manage to kick them out because Beverly Hills Cop 2 was on 5-star classic 80s movie. I love that. I'm watching on my big telly, but I can't really comment, says Lynn, because I have my niece and nephew here visiting from Holland.
Oh.
I hope you are well and having a lovely day. We are, Lynn, we are.
Always.
And if you have just joined us, worth bearing in mind that this weekend we are giving you a code. Now, the reason I want to mention this here, because this code comes into its own. Well, I should say codes. Because if you spend £50 or $50, you can get an extra £10, $10 off. £100, you can get an extra 20 off. If you spend over $150, get an extra 30 off. The code you need is AUG10 if you're spending 50, AUG20 if you're spending 100, AUG30 if you're spending 150. Funnily enough, since we worked this out a few moments ago, the tri-blend markers that we've got on the show have been flying out of the door. And I will tell you for why, because you're already getting your discount on these of £16 or $23.99. So this is the price right here. Whether you're this price here or you're a platinum member or indeed anywhere else within Club Inspire, you can get an extra £10, $10 off the tri-blends today if you use that code because you're spending your 50. Loads of people have cottoned on to this and they're going, hang on a minute, I'm having a bit of that action. Maybe you're picking them up for the first time. Maybe, like Lily suggested, you're buying them as a present. Maybe you're thinking, pens will probably run out eventually. It's good to have more for when I need them. Why pay full price? You can get the full lot if you're platinum today for $41.19 using that code, $66.77 if you're shopping with us in the US as well, if you use that code. We've got the deep blends on the show for you. Also, we have got the essentials as well. So those are the colours you're going to get in the deep blends. 24 pens, 72 colours, don't forget. However, what a lot of people are also doing are going to go, well, hang on a minute, if you've got all of the tri-blends on the show, I'll get the essentials as well. The essentials, I'll pop those into my basket. Then I've got my £100, $100 spend. I can use that other code, ORG20, and get 20 off, making an even bigger saving. So then you've got the full collection of your tri-blend markers, you've saved and then saved again with that code. And then I think what a lot of people are then doing, they're going, well, hang on a minute, I've now got all of the tri-blends at a ridiculously low price. I need something to carry them in. I'm going to add into my cart the tri-blend markers carry case, which is going to hold all of my markers that I've just bought. And now I'm only a few dollars shy of saving 30. So I'm going to add a few other bits and pieces in as well, like those new stamps, for example. It's a great way today to be able to pick, well, all of that up for an unbelievable price. If you just want to get the 24 pack of pens, the Sarah Buddy bag, we've got that available for you as well. Although you may decide, as your basket creeps up towards that 150 mark, you think, well, actually, I'll get this for when I want to take everything, when I want to perhaps just, take a few of my pens with me if I'm going on holiday or, going to a craft club, I'll take my Sarah Buddy bag. £4, $7, $6.79. Worth bearing in mind, I did see a question about the tri-blend brush pens. Of course, those will go into these for you as well. So if you have got the tri-blend brush pens, yes, you can buy the big case. Yes, you can buy the Sarah Buddy bag to hold those too. We do have those on the show for you as well. But it's a great day to be picking these up, core items that sell day in, day out at their full price, to get them today for, well, an absolute steal. Then with that voucher code on top, do not miss out, because as far as I'm aware, the voucher code only runs until midnight tomorrow. So you haven't got long to take advantage of that deal. So get shopping, friends. The tri-blends are absolutely monstering out of the door today. Also proving really, really popular are the stamps. Yay! Are we going to look at, I know, well, we're obviously going to get on with the demo, Jamie, but we're going to look at the pictures, right, soon? The pictures. Oh, yeah, good. We're asking today, he's just having a look. We've got two pictures currently. It started off when Lily did her first demo with the bar humpug, and Stephen commented saying, oh, he's got to get these because he's got some pugs. So I said, well, send in pictures of your pugs, which I know we've got some pictures of. And then I said, well, if you've got pictures of penguins as well, may as well send in the penguins, because it is penguining to look a lot like Christmas. And then if anyone is, well, you laugh. We've done it before with random, I can't think now off the top of my head. Oh, I just made myself one. Oh, thank you. Tracy, you just saw on the TV, she's just made me just proves how great she is. I got two. Did you want a coffee?
I'm all right, thank you.
Oh. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So we're asking for pictures of then penguins, then pictures of alpacas. People will have alpacas, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. People might have penguins, you never know. And then, but baby, it's cold outside, I'll pack them a scarf. And then also, if you've got any pictures of your peas as well, please send in a picture of some peas to Jamie. Peas do! Yes!
Oh no, it's catching.
Yes!
Oh no.
Please. That is the full collection. We can have a look, actually. Stephen did send in pictures of his pugs, so I think absolutely you should have a quick look at these. Look at the pugs!
Aww.
They're cute, aren't they? So I've just seen the next picture. Lynn.
Oh, how cute.
Lynn Cherryman, that is absolutely brilliant. There must be a pun there somewhere with that.
I'll leave that one with you.
Yeah, okay, I'll have a think.
Yeah.
But keep the pictures coming through, keep the comments coming through as well. Let us know what you're shopping for today. Let us know you've taken advantage of that code as well. It's a really, really good way to shop. But let's get back to seeing some more of these. So we've seen the pug, we've seen the penguin. So it's either the peas or
alpaca.
The alpacas. I'm thinking you're going to do the peas next, because you like the little pea with the chubby cheeks.
I do.
You're going to do that next? Absolutely,
that is who we're going to look at next. Going to look at this gorgeous little pair, two peas in a pod with our Happy Christmas. Again, our lovely high quality photopolymer stamps, and we get our main image and our fabulous sentiment in there as well. And what we've done, the circle theme is quite clearly continuing, and we've die cut a circle of our Nina. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think if my demos for the later shows have all got circles on. We'll find out. But yes, another circle of Nina card. No fussy cutting on this one, believe it or not. We've actually just stamped onto our Nina in the circle using, again, our Flagstone alcohol-proof ink. You will find these on the Shop the Day page. We've got a range of different colours, but when you are using your tri-blends, because they are an alcohol-based medium, you will need an alcohol-proof ink, and this is going to be perfect, so it's not going to be smudging when we add our pens over the top. So you can see we've got a fabulously crisp stamped image onto there. I'm going to start colouring these gorgeous little peas. I have to say the one on the right is definitely my favourite. I love his little chubby cheeks.
How can a pea be cute, but this one is?
He is absolutely adorable. I just love him. Oh, you can just imagine their little voices as well. Oh, so cute. But we're going to colour them in using our...
Happy Christmas to you!
Yeah, happy Christmas. Oh dear, so you can just have so much fun with these. I was sat in my craft room the other evening just colouring these up, and they just bring a smile to your face. You give them little personalities, and I know it sounds daft because they're only stamped images, but they really do bring
they do.
that touch of fun to all your festive crafts.
Yeah.
And I say festive, but some of them, to be honest, could just be winter. So I'm thinking the alpaca and the penguin don't necessarily have to be Christmas. They could just be more just any of your winter theme makes. So lots and lots of options with these. But for all your Christmas cards, when you want to send something a little bit more fun, that slight touch of humour, it's not sort of below the belt, it's still really fun, so you can send it to younger members of the family. It'll be perfect for them as well, but it just gives you that something a little bit different. Like Ben said, we've brought you lots of fabulous big collections so far this year, and we do have another fabulous one coming in a few weeks that I'm super excited about. So you've got like your vintage snowman, you've got your more religious collections in your Bethlehem, got lots of lovely pattern paper pads that we brought you for Christmas. But if you are looking for something that little bit different, that little bit more fresh, it can be fresh and modern and fun if you want it to be, then these are absolutely going to fill that space that perhaps you've got in your Christmas crafting stash.
Yeah.
Which again is not easy to say on a Sunday morning. I'm still getting my teeth in.
Making it hard for yourself.
I know I am as well. It's not great. But what we're doing is we're colouring in this pea, and of course I'm using my tri-blends that we've just cottoned on. Quite what a good deal they are on today's show. And I'm using the Alpine Green blend. So I went all over this particular area using the lightest, and I'm just going around the edges with that mid-tone. And if we want to go in and blend that a little bit more to get that smooth blend transition from the mid-tone to the light tone, just go around the very edges. Don't overlap too much onto that dark tone, because what happens with alcohol pens is lighter colours can bleach out darker colours, which is great because it can give us lots of different techniques and effects. But if we went all over that darker area, all we'd end up doing is we'd lift all of that darker colour out, and we'd end up with the paler tone at the edges, which is not what we want. So we're just going over the very edges where those two tones are overlapping, just to blend that out even more. And then I'm going to go back in at the very edges and add in a little bit of that mid-tone again where I might have bleached it out ever so slightly. And we're just sort of creating the effect. This is a lovely round pea, so we're colouring a spherical object, which is something that Leanne will teach you in the Academy of Colour. And a lot of what colouring is all about is looking at images and breaking them down and seeing them not as perhaps a pea or an antler or whatever it actually is, but seeing it as just a shape. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing it as a sphere. So the way that I'd colour anything that's spherical, we're going to have that highlight in the centre, we're going to have the shade at the edges, and that's going to give us that rounded look to the pea. So we're going in with the very darkest tone within this 3-pen blend, and I'm just using the one pen, just the one tri-blend. I say one pen, it is really like 3 in 1.
Yeah.
But just the one specific pen, and we're adding that at the very edges just to give that really lovely rounded effect to the pea. But you can see how much dimension that has on there. Of course, you could use that same technique that we showed earlier with your grey undertone if you want to add even more shading. But it just goes to show how easy it is to colour in that particular area. And of course, a little bit of pink for his cheeks.
Yeah, and you mentioned, I think you did mention the Academy of Colour, which is great, isn't it? Because there is a section in that which teaches you how to cut, like just how to do the shading on the different shapes, which is quite handy, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely. Because all it is just learning how to colour shapes and then just applying that colouring technique to basically anything really.
Yeah.
Once you know how to colour, for example, a sphere or anything like that, anything that is that sort of shape, you can then colour in, which is incredible. But I was talking about adding the grey undertone, and we've got this area which is kind of really behind the pea we've just coloured. So we know that that's going to be really in shade. It's going to be in shadow. So we've added in some of our grey just to get an even darker tone onto there, to give the effect that this is behind the actual pea, because it would have a shadow cast from that pea that's sitting in front of this area. And then we're just going in with our alpine green blend over the top of our ice grey shades, and that's going to give us even more depth onto there. Really easy to colour this image. We're going to go in and we're going to do one of our antlers now. So I'm going in for our tan shades, which is TN 6, 8 and 9. Of course, we do have our tan blend as well, and the way that our tri-blends work is that for most of the colours, not all of them, but a lot of them, with your classic tri-blends, you'll have one which is a blend, so those are your 3 lighter tones. You'll have one pen, which are your shades, which is 3 slightly darker. So you can use both together if, like when we coloured that first image at the very start of the show, we wanted even more sort of colour tones into that blend. You can use all 6 tones from both the blend and the shades if you wish, but if you do just have the one like we are here using here, just the shades, you can still get fabulous depth and dimension from that 3 pen blend, like we've done here. And of course you can use that technique like we did earlier with our grey pen to add even more depth. We can see how easily that starts to take shape. What we've done is we've used some of the same techniques that we've shown earlier. So the same technique for the hat.
That's great.
With the grey, doesn't it look fabulous?
Yeah.
The same sort of dotting technique for the fur on his hat. And then we've just repeated that same technique for the rest of the peas and the pod as well. And then what we've done is we've taken that fabulous magic white pen to add in our highlights. Little finishing touch which does give that lovely effect around the edge is going in with can be a grey or it can be a pale blue. We've used our ice blue blend for this particular one, and literally all we've done is we've gone around with that palest tone within that 3 pen blend, and we've just added that line of blue all around the edge, and it just makes it really pop from the page.
Is there any glossy highlights on that one or not? Or is it just the way, it's just the way you've used that
white. Doesn't it look so dimensional?
It really does, yeah.
Honestly, it makes such a difference just adding in just a few lines, and all I've done, the way I've done it, is where there's a line on the stamped image, I've got it, so I've shaded it so it's darker beneath the line, but then above the line I've added my white. So I've literally just followed what we've got in the stamped image. I've not really had to think about where I'm putting those highlights in. Where we've got those shading lines, I've shaded beneath the line so it's darker, and then above the line I've added in my highlight. And it literally is as simple as that. It's not overthinking it. It's not trying to get all technical and being all clever about it. It's just letting the stamp do the work for you. And what we've done is we've added that onto a nice red matten layer just to draw the eye in to that lovely little Santa hat that our pea's got on there. Now, I talked earlier about how we can be using these for things other than cards. So I've talked a lot about scrapbook pages, bringing in your photos, but of course think about your gifts that you're going to be sending at Christmas. How about creating a gift box with a matching card? That would be absolutely fab to send. And then what we're going to do for this particular I was going to say card, I'm just saying it's not a card for this particular box, is we're going to create a lovely little gift box. So what I've done is I've taken 2 pieces of multi-purpose card, cut down to 8 inches by 8 inches, and I've scored at 1 1/4. One on the box lid side of my Ultimate Pro and one on the box base side. And then we've taken some pattern paper, and this is actually from our Pick and Mix paper pad. Not a Christmas paper pad at all. That's something I love doing where possible, is using some of our everyday papers with our festive stash as well, just mixing and matching everything together. But it works so well with those green colour tones onto there. And I've done the same for the sides of our box. It's that same pattern paper, matted and layered onto that lovely red border to tie in with the Santa's hat that the pea's got on. And it's going to work everything together absolutely beautifully. So a few mats and layers, one onto the lid, and then we've got 4, one for each side of the box. Like I say, I used our multi-purpose card for the actual box base itself.
Yeah.
A lovely strong 300 GSM cardstock. Gives you a nice strong sturdy box, so when you are adding all your lovely festive gifts into there, I mean, maybe you're buying somebody some pea seeds, perhaps they're a gardener and they're going to be growing their own peas.
Why not?
What a funny little gift that'd be quite cute. I think if there's somebody who wants to do a little bit of gardening, you've got them some some seeds. That would be quite cute, something a little bit different.
Grow your own peas.
Grow your own peas. You do get seeds for peas. I'm acting like I know anything about gardening, and I have not got a clue.
No.
But maybe, or just any gift would be lovely to go into here. And then I've taken another piece of cardstock, and this time the pattern paper is actually from Spring Fever. So a little bit funny in that I'm making a Christmas card with a spring paper pad, but doesn't it work fabulously? And I'm going to add my panel onto the centre. But just to break up that design a little bit more, we're adding in this panel. But if we were to add that directly onto there, it gets a little bit lost. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in another white matten layer. And can you see the difference, how much that makes that pop? Just by adding in the white onto there, it makes that, that red in the pattern really stand out against that backing paper. And as well, it ties in with the fact that our box base is white. So we've got the green, the red, and then the white for the box base. And so we're sort of mimicking that design with this particular panel that we're going to add onto our box lid.
Best to grow peas in spring, early summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you get them their pea seeds for Christmas, they've got a few months to sort themselves out.
Exactly.
Get ready.
And apparently it's easy peasy to grow them.
Lovely, thank you. Oh dear.
And I was thinking, Lily, as well.
Go on.
I was thinking as well, after the show, what you could do is you could record some audio about this particular demo.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'll turn it into a podcast for you.
Oh, love it. Absolutely brilliant. That's quite a good one. I do quite like that. Oh, blimey.
Because they're peas in a pod.
They certainly are.
It took me about 20 minutes to come up with that one, but it was worth it.
Absolutely.
Even Charlotte laughed.
Worth all the pain. But of course, some of these sentiments you could be using with other bits you got in your stash. So perhaps not this one, but like your penguin one particularly. If you've got sort of other penguin images within your crafty stash, of course you could be using that with those images as well, and just taking the sentiment and making these stamps go even further really. Which I think is absolutely fabulous. So we've added our little peas into the centre, and I've got some red liner tape on the tabs of my box. And I always say, try and add your mats and layers to your box lid while it's still flat. And then some of my 3D embellishments I will add actually after I've built the box, but it is a lot easier when you are adding your flat mats and layers to have that box still flat. It just makes it a lot easier to actually stick them down. But we've stuck our lid together. We've done the same with the base, so we just scored that on the box base side of our Ultimate Pro. So exactly the same piece of cardstock size to start with, so 8 by 8 inches. Just score one on the lid side of your Ultimate Pro, one on the base, and of course to finish it off, it would not be one of these cards without the fabulous sentiment. And of course this is our Happy Christmas, so we're going to add a little bit of foam onto there just to raise it up to make a real sort of point of that sentiment. And I'm going to have it overlapping the side of the box ever so slightly, just like that. And then to finish it off, just because we've got some detail down that bottom right hand corner, to balance that detail on the top left and to draw that eye into the centre of our I was going to say card, but of course it is a box. Draw the eye in on that diagonal. It's going to come from that detail in our two corners, drawing the eye into our lovely little peas in the centre of our gift box. But quite a simple design, just a few mats and layers. When you've got such a fabulous image, coloured using our tri-blends, you've got that lovely sort of vibrant colour onto there that matches with our papers. How fabulous do those little peas look? They are just so, so sweet, but super, super fun.
Such a lovely collection. You guys are loving it. Carol says, Lily, you could send a thank you note if you're the person receiving the pack of peas, and it would say peas and thank you, Carol.
Love it.
Peas and thank you, because they're peas. Stephen, can we do these on the later show as well, please, Joe? Because I'm enjoying this. I think
it's the only product we have on today is this.
Yeah.
Not showing you anything else, just peas all day.
We should definitely bring them back. Peas and thank you. Stephen says, I've got 2 big TVs. I've got a 75-incher and a 65-inch Skyglass TV. Wow, we are probably big on the screen today, then, aren't we?
Oh, blimey, I'm sorry about that.
I know. Sorry. Good morning, everyone from San Antonio, Texas, says Adriana. Hello. Terry Bowers says, I keep frozen peas to use for icing injuries. They work great.
I was going to say that earlier as well. Yeah, you've always got to have a bag of frozen peas when you've got an injury. Get the peas out.
They work so much better because we have as well. You get like the gels that you freeze.
Yeah.
And you can use those for injuries.
Yeah.
But I find
they're not the same.
They're not the same as peas,
They're
are
not
they?
the same.
No.
That's why you need your peas.
That's it.
Household essential.
Exactly right. Obviously great with your fish and chips, but also brilliant for when you hurt yourself. And Lynn says, really cute box, Lily. I'm loving the choice of papers. Please don't miss out on this collection because it is so much fun. I'm hearing that loads and loads of you have already bought this, certainly earlier, and indeed in this show as well. They're very, very busy. Really affordable collection as well. Only £11.98 if you're platinum, under $17 if you're platinum and shopping in the US. And we've not even seen all of them yet. We've got, I think, have you got one more demo to do on the? Oh, 2 more. So we've still got. Who haven't we seen yet? The alpaca, isn't it? So you've seen the peas. Happy Christmas. Lily's favourite, these little chubby pea cheeks. And you've got the alpaca. Baby, it's cold outside. Alpaca my scarf. Oh dear. I wonder if he wakes himself up in the morning with an alarm clock. Because llamas are like alpacas, aren't they? Chasey's out there getting stuff ready for the next show, and I looked across after that joke. I looked up, and she just looked up and just went, and then looked back down again. Then you've got your penguin. It's penguining to look a lot like Christmassy. You saw a little bit earlier on in his little snowsuit, and then the first demo you saw was Bar Humpug. It's a lovely set. It's really fun. You'll have a lot of laughs with this, and certainly the recipients of your cards and projects will be laughing too. £11.98 or £16.68. Very busy show this actually, and it's worth bearing in mind that we do have lots of other items on the show for you, as well as the new launch. We've bundled together more of our 12x12 paper pads too. If you're looking for extra items to pop into your basket, maybe to get up to that next level across this weekend, to get that extra 10 or 20 or 30 pounds off, think about collections like this, the 12x12 paper pad collection. We bundled together our vintage butterflies, dancing dragonflies, and the country lane collection for you as well. It is on a buy 2 get 1 free set. So much snippability in the vintage butterflies. Again, it was one of our hugely popular launches that we did back along. And actually, I think that the way that we've bundled all these up together is quite nice, because it's the country lane actually that you get for free within this set. They will work beautifully together. Elements of this I just think will go so superbly with your vintage butterflies, because here it's concentrating more on the florals, and florals of all seasons as well. You know, you've got a whole host of different colours taking you through the seasons. Love, and I know I always say this, I love the fact that on the reverse of a lot of these you've got that sort of wooden texture, which I just think will be great for matting and layering up. You guys always say that those patterns are great for more of your sort of masculine cards too, but that one I think plays very nicely with the vintage butterfly collection. And then, well, complementing both of those, the third pad that you're going to get to complete your 108 sheets is the most beautiful dancing dragonfly. Stunning collections. You're only paying for 2 of the 3 that you're going to get within this set, and platinum price is £23.98 or $27.05 if you're shopping in the US and you're platinum. Perfect opportunity to stock up, perfect opportunity to grab these for the first time as well, with that huge saving. £23.98, $27.05 if you're shopping with us today and you are a platinum member. Now, the Hero Tool, which is coming up officially later on Second Chance Sunday. Mini but mighty. We've done a lot actually recently with our our manual machines, and you guys have been buying these in your droves, whether it be for the first die cutting and embossing machine, whether it be maybe you're thinking about getting the kids into crafting, or maybe you've used an electronic machine for a long while and you want something now potentially a little bit quicker, so you don't always need to use your big electronic machines. Maybe you want something that's a little bit more portable, the weather being nice right now, you want to craft in the garden, you don't want to have to get a massive extension lead. This is a great deal right here because we're giving you, oh hang on a minute, it's the MIDI, not the Mini.
It's even better.
It's the MIDI. You don't want those then, do you? Because those are for the, basically, you're going to get the Gemini MIDI. This is the one that I use at home. It's a great machine, is this. Super, super speedy to use. You get all the pressure and precision that you would expect from your electronic machine, so you've got it in manual form. The great thing about this as well is it's not heavy. The best way to describe it is it's substantial enough, so it's going to do the job for you. You've got the suckers there on the bottom, making it nice and sturdy wherever you place it, and you're going to get all of the folders that you need within this. So you get the folders within the actual pack itself and the purple shim, and then the deal itself, I'm going to have to check this now, the deal itself that you're going to get is 2 extra folders and an extra shim. All right, so you get those within the set, but then you get your 2 extra folders and your extra shim. Basically, the manual machines are easy because the folders you use for your die cutting, so you put your die into your folder, through it goes. And then you've also got your purple shim. You'll use that in conjunction with your 2D embossing folders. That simply sits on top or below your 2D embossing folder, run that through to emboss, and then your 3D embossing folders go straight through on their own. It's a platinum price today of just £47 and 2p, $60.95 if you are shopping with us in the US and you're a platinum member. That now makes a lot of sense. That price is brilliant for the MIDI, and the fact that you're getting extra folders and shims included as well. We'll get those out for you for the later show so that you can see those, but all in all, a brilliant deal if you're wanting to be crafting on the go. And I believe as well yesterday you guys had a machine masterclass, didn't you? So if you want to go back and see anything when it comes to any of the machines that we've got behind us here, do check out the show from yesterday. And Steve B says, say it Ben, say the catchphrase. It's simplicity without the electricity.
Love it.
Yes, Christine, it is, as I said, simplicity without the electricity. Hi to Karen, who's joined us, saying that these stamps would be perfect for tags as well. They absolutely would be. And we're going to go back to those stamps right now because I know they are proving very, very popular indeed. Brand new Punny Christmas. So, alpaca?
Alpaca my scarf.
Alpaca your scarf.
Yeah, we've not played with all of little alpaca yet, so he is the next one to have a little
What did you
look
say?
at.
We've not opened up the alpacket yet?
No, but that we've not opened. Oh, I'm not as quick as you, Ben.
No.
But anyway, what we've done is we've taken our fabulous stamp and we've stamped him onto some of our Nina cardstock. I'm only going to do a little bit of colouring on this one because I want to show you a little bit of paper piecing for this particular image. So we're going in this time with our tri-blend brush pens. So the tri-blends we've been looking at so far have been our, what I sort of call our regular tri-blends, so the ones with that bullet nib. But we do also have a pack of the tri-blend brush pens on today's show, and we're using the gold brown blend. So going in to start with that lightest colour tone onto there.
Can I just ask the question, which I'm going
Yep.
to preempt it because I know it's going to come in.
on.
So we've got our tri-blends.
Yep.
You're using our tri-blend brush pens.
Yep.
I'm thinking about buying some pens because I want to get into colouring.
Yep.
Do I go for the normal brush or do I go for the, do I go for the normal tri-blend or do I go for the tri-blend brush pens?
Depends what sort of colouring you do.
Right.
If you do a lot of hair and fur, I would say go for your brush.
Right.
If you do a lot of your flicking techniques, then your brush nibs are going to be absolutely perfect for that. But I'll be honest, you guys at home know, of course, I've got them all.
Yeah.
But they are brilliant for different techniques. If you are, perhaps you like your classiques at the moment, you get on really well with them, then maybe your normal tri-blends. But if you're a big fan of your illustrators, so you're used to using that brush nib, then your tri-blend brush are probably an easier transition. But just different Same sort of technology, same sort of ease of blending that you get with both of them, but just different techniques with the different nibs. But you saw how easy it was to lay down the colour onto there, just on that small area, but we'd use the exact same technique. We'd repeat that all over this particular image, and we'd end up with something a little bit like that, just using our gold brown blend.
Yeah.
Really easy to do with our brush nib, just a really smooth, soft lay down of colour onto there. But what we've done is we've obviously not coloured in his scarf and his little coat. So we've stamped that image again, just part of it. We don't need to stamp the full image, just the part that includes his coat and his scarf. And that's onto some of our pattern paper from our winter solstice paper pad. And I've just used my jade green blend to add an extra little bit of shading onto areas of that image. You don't have to, but it just goes to show even when you are doing your paper piecing, you can add a little bit of extra dimension with your pens as well. And that was with my tri-blend brush pen in the jade green blend, just the palest colour from that particular pen. And then all we're doing is we're just cutting round using our precision scissors. So we do always go on about our scissors. All of us here at Crafters Companion absolutely love them. Of course, you've got your nice big ones for your long straight cuts. You've got your 6-inch, which are probably your sort of everyday ones, the ones that I use the most often. But then your precision scissors, these ones are absolutely perfect for fussy cutting. So I always go on about how much I love my fussy cutting, but honestly, you'd not get the sort of results without a quality pair of scissors like these. Super, super sharp, but like the name suggests, they've got that precision end to them as well, so it's easy to get into the fine details like we've got here. And all I'm doing is I'm just going around, I'm rotating my card, not my scissors, and I'm just going around and cutting out this area like so. And all we're going to do is then we're going to take some tape. You could of course use some wet glue, or if you wanted a little bit of dimension, perhaps you wanted to raise this particular area up. I was saying earlier how you can actually decoupage these images if you prefer to give that extra bit of dimension, not just from your colouring, but from actually having physical dimension onto there with your foam pads or 3D glue gel. We're going to stick that onto that area. So because it's being done using a stamp, you know the two images are absolutely identical, so it's going to lay over the top absolutely perfectly like so, just to give you that extra bit of design onto his scarf. How fun does that look? He just looks fabulous. Of course, you could be doing that in your recipient's favourite colours, perhaps give him a football scarf. I'm just thinking,
that's a great
get the football
shout.
colours in. Won't that be fun?
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. So that's our little top. We're going to leave that to one side for a moment, and we're actually going to bring in a gift bag. Just goes to show we've done a gift box, we've done a couple of cards, but you can be decorating your gift bags as well. And I've just taken a gift bag ready made. You can get these, let's be honest, you can get them cheap as chips from sort of the pound stores or your bargain stores. Just a plain white gift bag, and of course I've taken some more of that pattern paper from the winter solstice, and it's actually the reverse of the design that we used for the paper piecing, and we've matted and layered that onto. The green is actually one of the solid designs from that same paper pad, so we know everything's going to match perfectly. And then we've got another panel. It's the same pattern as his actual scarf, and we've matted it onto the green and then again onto white. The same technique as we did for our box that we've just created. Without that white matten layer at the base, it sort of got lost against this particular background. So by adding in that extra white matten layer, it allows that to really pop against that pattern paper. We've gone away from circles this time, believe it or not. We've actually gone for ovals, just because of the sort of dimensions of this particular stamp. It works a little bit better with an oval rather than a circle. And we've cut that from some of our white multi-purpose card. We've added a matten layer of that same green that we've used for our other borders. And with that particular layer being raised up by one foam pad, we're going to have that bottom section of the oval raised up one, but it just means for that top half we're going to have two foam pads onto there just to make that level. And we're just going to line that up like so, so it's nice and straight, adding that onto there. Then we're going to take our lovely little alpaca.
A lot of people today have been cooing over your fussy cutting skills, just to say. I've seen a few comments about that. And also I need you to do a shout out. Shout out. Kirsty D says, hello everyone.
Hello.
My niece Lily would like to say hello to Lily. So can you say hello to Lily? Because Lily says hello to you.
Hello Lily from Lily. You've got a fabulous name.
Yeah, she spells it differently to you though. She's an L-L-I-E, Lily.
See, mine's quite unusual. You don't get many spelt same as mine.
You're L-L, aren't you?
Yeah, the flower's just the one L,
Yeah.
so yeah, a little bit different, but hello, nice to have your company. So I've added our lovely little alpaca onto there. Then we're going to finish off, of course, with our sentiment. I think we're going to add it down the bottom like so. So I'll get some foam pads onto there. Nice bit of dimension onto our gift bag, but it's going to be perfect to have any of your lovely festive gifts onto. Of course, you could do a matching card as well. So then to have the card and the gift all matching would be absolutely fabulous. But just think a little bit different, think a little bit fun with it being on a gift bag. So if we open out our gift bag, so it's going to stand nicely like so, you can see how fab that looks using some of our winter solstice paper pads, using our stamps, but of course, what makes it is that sentiment, isn't it? And Ben, over to you to read our sentiment.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. That one is fun. The sentiment that you get with that one is, baby, it's cold outside, alpaca my scarf. Alpaca my scarf. Sorry, there's a really annoying fly. Has he made his way over to your side of the studio? There's a really annoying fly that keeps, just here. The one in there was there. It's now in here. Did you not see me a minute ago with the board for the tri-blends? waiting to get it. If you hear me during Lily's next demo going, you'll know what's going on. Loads of you just loving the show, loving these stamps. Kathy just saying my cheetah bag was delivered yesterday just in time for vacation. You talk about your vacation. You said you're going on a cruise, trying to figure out what to take with me when I have sea days. You said you're going to stamp and colour while you're gone. You say, if I had the Mini, I would take that, but I have a Pro. I mean, whilst the Pro is a brilliant machine, probably not the most packable thing in a suitcase. Any suggestions what to take that is not too heavy? Well, if you're thinking about taking a die cutting machine, we do have the Mini, of course, and the MIDI available. The MIDI on the shop the day page, we've got the Mini available too. So those are perfect for travelling with. So you could definitely think about those. And any other suggestions, I'm sure lots of people will get in touch with you as well. And Suzette's just saying, I'm loving your makes today. If you are thinking about shopping today, please think about getting the tri-blend pens, because these are on a phenomenal deal. Obviously, with it being Colour Me Happy, it's been all about the colouring today. Lily's been using both the tri-blend pens and the tri-blend brush pens you saw in the last demo. We've got all of them on the show. Why I'm recommending these today, obviously, these are absolutely perfect for your colouring, absolutely perfect for, learning all of your different blends. However, today, you can get a phenomenal deal on these. So these are your deep blends, 24-piece collection, normally £80 or $120. So £63.99 or $95.96. Then you're making that saving. Then you're going to get your Club Inspire discount off. The majority of you I know are Platinum members, so that's going to be your price for the deep blends today. However, across the course of this weekend up until midnight tomorrow, if you spend over £50, you can get an extra discount. Use the code ORG10 and you'll get an extra £10, $10 off this price. So let's talk about it in realistic terms. You're going to pick up this collection for $41.19 or $66.77 if you're Platinum. That's phenomenal. But hang fire a second, because if you're going, well, hang on a minute, I want to get the full collection of the tri-blends, you need to add the essentials into your basket as well. This is where you can get 20 off, because if you add the essentials into your basket, which is all of the colours that you've got here, again, 24 pens, 72 different colours, because you've got those 3 blends per pen, you're now over £100 Platinum. You're up towards your 150, aren't you, as well, actually, in the US. So you can start using those other codes. Spend over 100. You can use code ORG20 to get £20, $20 off your car. If you're then up over 150, code ORG30 will get you £30 off your car. So whichever way you go here, the price on the screen isn't reflective of what you're actually going to pay if you use those codes. The price is going to be lower than this if you're using any one of those codes. So that already is a brilliant price, but if you use any of the codes, you won't pay that, you'll pay less. And I know a lot of people today have jumped in and bought all of the tri-blends, and then what they've done is they've added in that, which is your tri-blend marker collection as well. Not your collection, it is your carry case. 48 markers that will carry, and it's no coincidence that that carries all of the markers that I've just shown you just a few moments ago there. We'll get the details up for you for the marker storage carry case. It's £27.19 or $33.99 if you're platinum. Bundle all that together, you're making a huge saving. And if you're like Kathy and you're going away, for example, this is a great way to be able to travel with it all. Jamie's just done the math. So is that the platinum price, Jamie? So normal price is 160 for everything that I've just shown you. So you can use that code ORG30, so it will come down to 130. If you're platinum, what was it? It was 51, 102. Well, it's about 130, isn't it? So if you're thinking about getting that extra 30 off, you can then add the stamps in, maybe add in the carry case for the Sarah Buddy bag, and you're getting close to getting that extra £30 off. You'll be able to work it out, but the point is, get as many items as you think you need and then use those codes to get even more money off the great prices that you're getting today. We're going to give you time to check out your carts and your baskets here, because I know Lily's got one more demo that she wants to throw your way, and then we've got to do the vote for the demo of the show as well. Will it be the peas? Will it be the pugs? Will it be the alpacas or the penguins? Oh, who knows? But if you've got stuff in your baskets right now, head to the checkouts. Don't forget those codes, and we'll come back with the vote and that final demo in just a few moments' time. We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine, and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend. Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome back. I've been told not to muck about and get straight back into the final demo of the show. It is going to be with the brand new Punny Christmas Stamp collection, $11.98, $16.68 is your platinum price. It's been the star of the show. It's been so popular. So we're going to squeeze in one more quick demo before we do the vote for the demo of the show. The question is, though, Lily's already used all of the images from this collection. Which one is she going to go back to? I reckon the peas.
No, actually, surprisingly.
The pug.
Penguin.
Oh, bye. Yes.
How cute is he? Little penguin. So that's what we're going to do for our very last demo. We're going to do something a little bit different. For our last demo, we're going to be bringing in our reveal window die set. And we've actually got this on today's show.
We do.
So you'll find it's got quite a nice big saving on this. But we're going to show how you can create your kinetic cards using these fabulous stamps. So what we've done is we've taken the two sort of main mechanism dies within the set. So we've taken that smaller one, we've taken the larger one, and then onto the larger one we have stamped our penguin, and then onto the smaller one, as we'll come to see later, we have used our penguining to look a lot like Christmas. We'll come to that in just a moment. Then what we're going to do, so we're going to leave this to one side just for a minute. We're bringing in some of the frame dies that we've got within the collection. And we're taking, of course, some of that fabulous pattern paper from that winter solstice paper pad. You can see I've got a nice scrappy end here, but just about big enough to fit these two particular dies onto. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut our frame out of this pattern paper. So lining up that outer die with the aperture in the middle is going to give us a frame that we're going to add onto our main mechanism for our card. So lining them up so they're nice and central, nice and straight onto there. And then taping them down using, of course, some of our low tack tape just to make sure that they don't move at all when we pass them through our Gemini die cutting machine. Of course, you could be using your MIDI machine for this, perfect size, and perhaps you're out crafting in the garden, you just want to do a little bit of die cutting, your MIDI will be perfect to run these dies through. And it just goes to show with this particular card how you can work these stamps in with everything else that you've already got in your stash. Perhaps you've got some of our other kinetic cards, maybe you've got your twist and pop. I'm sure you could make these work with our twist and pop mechanism as well. But it just gives your cards that extra little bit of something and makes these stamps sort of work for you even more. It just gives you more options, which is always a good thing. So that cuts our frame out of our pattern paper. We're going to leave that to one side just for a minute. We're going to bring back in our lovely penguin, and we're just going to do a little bit of colouring on here. We've not got an awful lot of time left, so we're just going to do a quick little bit of colouring. I'm just going to show you how to colour in part of his body. So we're going in with our ice grey shades. I'm going to colour in his lovely little foot. So going in with that the lightest colour within this particular 3-pen blend. So laying down our base coat, going around the edges with our mid-tone, just to start to add some of the shading onto there, just around the edges, leaving that highlight in the centre. And then to finish that off, we'd go around the very edge with our darkest tone within this 3-pen blend. You can see how easy it is to build up a little bit of shade, a little bit of depth and dimension onto that foot. But like we did earlier, just to really bring it to life and give that realistic highlight onto there, we're going to use our fabulous opaque white Spectrum Noir pen, and it just gives you that little bit, that extra bit of dimension onto there. Like I say, we've not got tons of time left, so we're just going to speed this one up a little bit. So we've carried on colouring our penguin, sort of same sorts of techniques that we used on the last project we did with the lovely little penguin. But what we've got is we've got that main piece, and we've also got our separate little piece that we stamped our sentiment onto. So to create our reveal window, you need your main mechanism. You just fold your tabs over at the sides like so, and then you have your smaller mechanism. So we've got our sentiment stamped onto there. And what we do is we just turn that over and thread this tab through the slot like so. And I always say with our kinetic cards, it's just sort of a case of just having a little bit of a play around with them, just to sort of get all the moving parts sort of in position and getting them working properly. And you do get instructions included with this particular die set, the reveal window. But what you basically need to do is you need to thread through, so you need to keep that piece in the slot. You can see on the front you've got almost like these little teeth, and you thread one into the piece at the back, so you've got sort of a slit going into that, almost like a tooth if you want to call it, and just on each corresponding one, just thread that through, just move it about, manoeuvre it into position until it's in the right place. But you should have one tooth for sort of every slot, and you can look on the other side. If it's in the right place, then you should have that mechanism onto there. So when it's sort of closed, you've got your penguin, and then as you pull that tab, it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas.
Great.
How cute does that look? But super, super easy. Like I say with your kinetic cards, just have a little play about with it and it sort of goes into position. Then to finish it off, we can add our frame onto there.
It's quite a nice different way of using it, because normally it's the picture that changes. I've never seen it before where it's picture
sentiment
into the sentiment, which is really
nice.
Yeah,
I was convinced I wanted to do a card like this. I'm just deciding whether to add my frame. Should I go without? I think to go without. What do you think?
I think it looks all right without, but...
Yeah, I think go without. So you can add your frame, but we're not going to. But anyway, yeah, I was convinced I wanted to use this particular mechanism. You know, you see a product and you just think, oh, I'm going to use that with such and such. It just sort of came into my head and I was trying to work it out how exactly I wanted to do it. So my first idea was, do I have 2 penguins? The first one where it's sort of dry, perhaps it's night time, and the second one where it's snowing.
Quite nice,
So
yeah.
sort of the weather changes, and I
Yeah.
thought maybe on the second one you could have all like snow along the top of his hat, and he's sat in a snowy scene. So that was my sort of first idea, and then I came up with the idea of doing the different sentiments. But I mean, you could have him changing sort of colour, so you could have his hat changing colour, his scarf changing colour,
Yeah.
and perhaps the colour of his present changing. So lots of different options. I
It's
mean,
a great price for that reveal setup today, though, isn't
I
it?
know, 40% off, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, because the thing is, with that particular mechanism die, we tend to just have that one full price. So it's quite unusual to actually be able to get that on its own without sort of the embellishment dies within the collection, if you want to call them that,
Yeah.
on discount. But it's just nice to see that we can use elements like that, different kinetic cards, with other things that we've got in our stash. Just gives them a point of difference. But all you need to do is add a little bit of red liner tape, and your 3mm is perfect for that thin area onto the back of there.
Yeah.
And then just to make it really clear, you actually get this particular little die and matching stamp within the collection. And I have to say, when I first saw this particular die, I thought, oh, what on earth is that? But it's the little tab that all you do is, the score line is in the middle. You just fold along that score line, stamp your sentiment onto the front piece, the little pull me, so the recipient knows that it's a kinetic card, and you have to pull that particular section to reveal that second image. So if we glue that along the top, like so. I think I do prefer it without the frame. You could
Yeah.
have it with the frame, but I think I prefer it without. And all we're going to do is we're going to add this onto a card base. So of course, again, we're using some of these lovely papers from our winter solstice paper pad.
That's your favourite of the two, isn't it?
Well, it's funny because at first it was a winter's tale, and that was the one I was using all the time. And then I started using the winter solstice,
Yeah.
and now that seems to become my favourite. But as soon as I pick up a winter's tale and start using that, that'll be my favourite. So it's one of those, you have to have both. And they are complementary, so you can use them together.
Yeah.
But there is something a little bit different about both of them. I think winter solstice is perhaps a little bit more funky, a bit more modern, quite Scandinavian as well in design. I think great for younger members of the family. But like I say, the colour tones are very much complementary. So of course you can use them both together as well. And our card base for this particular one is 7 by 5 inches, sorry. And the matte and layer is again from that same paper pad. Popping that into the centre, and then all we're going to do is add that onto there. I think, should we use some faux pads? Yeah. You don't need to worry about gluing this too much. You are fine to add adhesive all over the back piece of there. So it's not sort of one of those where you have to think about where you can add adhesive to and where you can't. You can just have your adhesive all over the back of this particular piece. Of course, you could be using this onto boxes if you want. It doesn't just have to be onto a card. How fun would that be to have a gift box with a reveal window on there, something totally different. You certainly wouldn't see anything like that in the shops.
No.
It just gives that little point of difference to these stamps. So think about what you've already got in your crafty stash at home in terms of all your other bits and pieces, perhaps your shape dies, your frames that you've got, your mechanisms like this. But how fun is it to have that added onto there? You've got your sentiment and your image all on the one. Something that little bit different, but super, super fun to create.
Absolutely love that. I think potentially that's my favourite demo of the show.
Ooh.
But I think it's just a clever use of the reveal setup, which today you can get at an unbelievable price. And worth bearing in mind, just while Lily lines up her cards, that reveal setup, you do actually get a stamp set within it as well. So, I mean, obviously you're going to use these, but you do get a little stamp set as well, which reveals the little birdie, which is super cute. So you've got that little note just to say, and you pull, and then his little letter goes, whoop, look at that. There you go. $11.99 platinum or $14.38. A great price. Should be £25, $30. You know, if you're looking to get that to that next sort of code, if you like, this weekend to make that extra saving, that is a great way to go. Perfect partner with that collection. Let's get you voting then before we sort of wrap up on the items from the show, because 5 demos to choose from, Lily, isn't there, I think?
Yeah, that's quite good for me to get 5 done.
Yeah.
Pat on the back. So let's take it right back. What do we do first? Oh, we did the lovely little pug first.
Pug first,
this is demo number 1. So our lovely little bar home pug, that is number 1. Demo number 2 was our sweet little penguin on that Z fold card. That is demo number 2. Demo number 3, my personal favourite pair, the lovely little pair of peas, 2 peas in a pod. That gift box is demo number 3. Demo number 4, something a little bit different with a gift bag with our lovely alpaca. That is demo number 4. And then finally the one we've just popped together using that reveal wheel, that is demo number 5. Let's just get that mechanism going. This penguin needs to look a lot like Christmas.
You've got about 2 minutes to get your vote in. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. That one's my favourite too, Ben, says Suzette Suze the penguin. We'll see if that one comes out on top. Fab gift bag, says Christy. Laurie says, wow, very cute. And so excited for that demo, says Trisha Love. I'm super excited that this weekend as well, you can get yourself more money off the deals. We've got those various codes for you. So if you spend £50, $50 or more, you can use the code ORG10 to get £10, $10 off your cart total. Spend over 100, use the code ORG20 to get 20 off. Spend over 150, use the code ORG30 to get 30 off. Obviously excludes August launches, but when you've got things like your tri-blend pens on an unbelievable deal, you can start to think to yourself, well, hang on a minute, I'm going to pick these up today. We've got the deep blends available for you. It's 24 pens, 72 different colours. Already you're saving £16, $23.99, but you can save another £10, $10 by using that code today, whether you're platinum or not. That is a really great saving. A lot of people have gone for the deep blends today. A lot of people have also added into their basket the essential blends as well. It's a great way to pick up the full collection of your tri-blends today. So those ones are the essentials. Again, go for those individually, save 10. If you're popping both into your basket, you can use that other code and save 20, which is amazing. And loads of you also have popped into your basket the marker wallet as well, or the storage carry case I should say, which will hold all 48 of those pens. That one again with a 15% saving, £27.19 or $33.99. Those are on the Shop the Day page. Everything that you've seen on the show on the Shop the Day page, so make sure you do check out the website, grab those deals, use those codes because you can pick up some real steals today. Demo of the show.
Ooh, the suspense is killing me.
It wasn't 5.
Ooh.
It was 4.
Gift bag.
The bag.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So there you go. That one we will put forward for the demo of the day a little bit later on. Could be up for demo of the week as well, entirely down to you. Really enjoyed the show. Got a masterclass on the way in just over an hour's time. It's all about your creator card dies. So if you're a little bit stuck with that, or maybe you want to pick up some amazing deals, make sure you join us. And then of course this evening at 1 o'clock Eastern, we have got your Second Chance Sunday opportunity for you to pick up some of the deals. Maybe you've missed this week, or maybe you saw something and didn't get it the first time. You'll be able to grab it with us then. But yeah, it's been a fantastic show. Thank you for all your fab demos.
Thank you. It's been a lovely show. I've loved it.
And it's been fun.
Yeah, it's
and
been
more
good.
coming up later on the masterclass.
Absolutely. I don't think quite as many puns, but we'll weave some in, I'm sure.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
Of course we will. Get those baskets checked out. We are going to go grab some lunch and we'll come back for masterclass in an hour's time. But for now, see ya.